All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and there's it's just endless things to talk about. But let's just get into it. As you know, there's been a lot going on in La Liga. The drama continues with. Well, let's start with Let's start with what is it? Bayern really. I think Bayern kicked it off. So Bayern's chairman, I don't know, it was a month or two ago. Anyway, he came out and basically said, they asked him the question, hey man, are you afraid that Barcelona is going to come try to get Harry Kane to replace Lewandowski? And he bluntly replied, he's like, Harry Kane is one of the best signing we ever done. Okay, he's trying to throw shades at Lewandowski. And he said, Barcelona has no money. He straight up called them brokies. All right. So that happened. And as you know, there's a lot of rivalries, but the biggest rivalry when it comes to people who run the clubs, the people who run Bayern Club absolutely hate Barcelona. Absolutely hate the people who run Barcelona. They think the way Barcelona is run is absolutely terrible, right? They don't respect it at all. And the fact that when Lewandowski came out publicly, basically said, something died inside me here at Bayern. I have to go to Barcelona. Think about that. Your legendary, it's Lewandowski. I don't have to tell you. It's Lewandowski. He basically said, I'm going there. This was a time where Bayern board knew that Barcelona, their financial structure, it's not great. You know what I mean? They're brokies. They are brokies. At the time, they were even more brokies. So they're thinking like, I can't believe we have to deal with this. And they had to deal with it. And I think that really left a sour taste in their mouth. The fact they have to deal with that. And I like to think that they're probably still getting paid from that deal. They still haven't got paid fully, you know? A few weeks ago, there was news came out that Barcelona is finally back to 1-1, which basically just means the money that's coming in and the money that's going out, it's about equal, right? So, and the fact that Lewandowski's leaving this season is going to open up a lot in that, wage. So, therefore, they could technically even afford two players with that kind of wage. Lewandowski came cheap, but he was getting crazy wages. So, this is going to help. And I believe, well, I don't know. It seems like Barcelona might be going for crazy spring. You know what I mean? So, I like to think they heard this guy calling them brokies. And they were like, you think we're brokies? All right, let's show them what's up. So, immediately, I like to think they were like, who do they want? Who are they looking for? And Gordon was somebody that Bayern was looking for. Bayern was trying to get Gordon. Guess what? Fabrizio goes, let's go. Okay? Anthony Gordon accepted. Bid accepted. 80 million. We were just trying to dissect why Barcelona is even interested in Anthony Gordon. It was already accepted. So after that news, there was a few camps. So let's talk about the camp for Barcelona who were like, who's this guy? Well, we have Rashford there. What's the point of this guy? And Rashford is so much cheaper. He's $30 million. Easy peasy. He wants to stay. If there's I think it might have been a week ago, Rashford put it on his Snapchat. Is it Snapchat or Instagram? I don't know. I don't have those. One of his social media, he put it out saying that he was thanking Hands-on Flick. He was thanking Aston Villa, just like they for believing in him. You know, he's feeling very confident. It looked like he was saying like he's happy there. The players like him. It looked like it was a done deal. So whenever this news was coming, everybody was kind of thrown back, like we didn't understand why he would want it. Then if you look a little bit more into it, it's been reported that Hands-on Flick wants this guy simply because of his performance in the Champions League. That's it. That was honestly it. Like, this guy performed very well in the Champions League, and the fact that also it was 80 million is a crazy part. So there's a lot of people think that's expensive. I gotta say, this is so cheap. This is so cheap. There's people who think this is too expensive. I don't think it's expensive. This is very cheap. And people who think this is expensive, they're going for like Rafinha. Rafinha would play 60 milli, and I remember thinking like, that's too much even for him. But turns out that was one of the best deals we have done in a long time. And there's a lot of talk about, is this going to be like for Rafinha, whatever? Who doesn't matter. 80 is awesome. That's what I'm saying. Who can you find 80? Someone that scored more than 10 goals in the Champions League last season. I mean, you're not going to get that for that price. So there's another camp who are upset. A lot of Premier League fans are upset. The fact that Newcastle would sell Anthony Gordon for only $80 million. They're saying if Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, all of them came to Newcastle and asked for him, they would have been like, yeah, we'll sell you him if you want 100 million. It would have to be 100, nothing less. But the fact that, they're puzzled why Newcastle would sell him off for just $80 million. Why would they not want more? Is this because you hate us? Is that it? And I don't think that's it at all. Come to find out, Anthony Gordon, this was actually his dream. This was the only thing, and I'm only saying that because whenever the medical happened, we were waiting for him to be announced. He was announced, and I don't know if you were shocked. I was shocked. Give me a second. Let me find the video. Okay, so this is his reveal, and the reporter is asking him. I mean, he's gonna ask him a question. Just check it out. Are you gonna see if you're gonna be shocked as much as I was? Okay. All right. Here you go.
So it's been a long time since Barca didn't invest so much money in a new footballer. So how do you bear that responsibility that they paid almost 80 million euros a year?
Estoy listo para este desafío. Soy muy consciente de la historia de este club y de los increíbles jugadores que han llevado esta camiseta.
What? Wait, whoa. Oh my God. Yo, welcome. Now I see why we got him. I understand it. Okay. So apparently this guy, this was his dream. He's been learning Spanish this whole time. He's like Trent Alexander. We didn't even know. I'm just happy. I'm happy he's here. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. He speaks the language, and I'm sure that was a huge help of him coming here. And just the fact that I think Newcastle didn't want to deal with the same thing that happened with Isak. The saga. They're like, if the player wants to go there, he's been saying he wants to go there, we're going to just go. This is a great price. We'll take it. Go. They're still making money off of their investment, right? So just everybody's happy. So now for Rashford, is he going to go back? There's talk about Barcelona wants to keep him as well. They want to keep both of them. I don't understand it. And then there's talk about Bernardo Silva also is coming here. I mean, I don't know. Where's he going to play? Anyway, I don't care, and this just makes me realize that we're serious, and people are absolutely terrified. They're so confused on how did Barcelona find this money? Did Barcelona find oil under Cam Newton? That's what people are figuring out, because they just can't fathom that Barcelona's spending this much. And then out of nowhere, and this is when it starts getting more spicy, right? This is going through. There's people putting their opinion who are like, they didn't understand why this is happening, and there's people who are like, this is too expensive, this is too cheap. All that's going on, and then you hear the next day, here we go, Julio Alvarez to Barcelona. Barcelona's about to put in 100 bid in there. And we're like, no way. What's going on? Where are they finding this money? The people who are just lost for words. The haters, I call them. Where are they finding this money? They were just brokies a week ago. How are they finding this money? And so this is going on, and I'm shocked as a fan. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is crazy, dude. We are running rapid. The Champions League is happening tomorrow. Nobody cares. We don't care about that. This is what's up. So as that's happening, and we're hearing news about Alvarez saying that he wants to leave. He told Atletico Madrid that like, hey man, I want to leave, and he only wants to go to Barcelona. There's PSG, Bayern. They all want to get him, but he only wants to go to Barcelona. He told his agent. He told the club, ready to go. That's the news that's coming out. But the Atletico Madrid finally had enough of this conversation, and they started trolling their way. So Atletico Madrid put out their own, here we go. So the first post goes, here we go. We have sent a fax to Barcelona with our transfer offer, 4 tickets for tomorrow Bad Bunny's concert, and an annual subscription to ABC, and a bag of sunflower seeds. We eagerly await the response to prepare the announcement. They're not even done. They go, here we go. For the second offer, we have had a problem. We have run out of tickets for tomorrow's concert. So we improved the previous proposal with 6 for the one on Sunday. They weren't done. And then they go, here we go. To complete the 3x1, we've gotten all carried away, and we're going to throw the little house out the window. The player arrives on a loan for a season. In exchange, we loan out Tom Ford and Smith with no option to buy. Offer impossible to refuse. That's for Rafinha. So they post this, and everyone's like, yo, what are you guys doing? Why are they losing their mind? Just people couldn't make a fathom of it. Is Atletico Madrid just having... Are they having a fit the fact that their player wants to leave and he wants to go to Barcelona, and they just don't want to sell it to Barcelona? Is that it? Like, why are they trolling? That was the conversation. Why are they trolling? It was getting out of wild to the point that there was a story coming out saying that Atletico is now poaching Barcelona scouting agents, and so to the point that Atletico finally came out and they realized what they're doing is so childish. So they came out to clarify a little more on what the heck they're doing. So they said, finally, we'd like to take the opportunity to categorically deny that we have made an offer to the sporting director of FC Barcelona to join our scouting team in the Brazil market. They weren't done. And then they go, no, Atletico Madrid would never do something like that. However, in recent months, we've been suffering a smear campaign against our players, leaking information with alter motives, fake news, constant disrespect, the cruel version of the propaganda machine, inventing little stories, calls from direct matchouts. But of course, it wouldn't occur to us either to have the ref's vice president on our payroll to restore to political favor to register players, respect, and values. What? So they basically, it seems like they backed up and doubled down at the same time. They're saying, yeah, we kind of lashed out. I understand it looks crazy, but Barcelona's crazier. Like, these guys are not respectful. They've been disrespecting us, and we're tired of it, okay? And they need to come straight. After that, I don't think it worked because they brought up the referee case that was already settled, and they brought it back saying that, these guys are just corrupt. That's what the problem is. And everybody's like, yo, what does this have to do with the transfer right? What are you doing? What are you guys doing? Like, what's up? Are you like Madrid? Is all the Madrids doing this? Is this what's going on? And so they finally did another one. This one was long. So they wanted to really let you know what's going on behind the scene. And I don't know, man. If this is accurate, they're making some valid points. I understand where they're coming from. So this is what they said. Okay, all right, bear with me. It may seem like a joke or a humor, but this is very serious. We've been very angry with Barcelona for quite some time. What? It was done ironically to hold up a mirror to Catalonia club and show them what they're doing. So they're saying they put that transfer, the joking transfer, because that's what Barcelona's are doing. Okay, anyway, they're going to continue. Fabrizio Ramirez's message, news from Barcelona's journalist, situation where Carrizo goes to Barcelona for lunch and gets ambushed with inappropriate questions about negotiating with Laporto over Julia. Question directed at our player in mixed zone. A dinner organized in Barcelona, El Chirindo is tipped off so that they can go and film Jimmy Lopez leaving the restaurant. An offer is leaked and said that it has been sent, but nothing has arrived here at Atletico. It's over. We are very angry, and this was our way of showing it. What's clear is that Atletico holds all the cards. The player is protected by 500 million clause and has a long-term contract until 2030. We're delighted with him, has a long contract, he's fully protected, and we're counting on him for next season. For now, the club has not considered breaking relations with Barcelona, but he has made it clear that it will not tolerate any more situations of this nature involving its player. Julia cannot be signed through a fixed fee, paid over several years plus add-ons. It is $500 million in cash, and that would have to be deposited at La Liga headquarters. If Barcelona have done things proper way, agent will have nothing to do with it. But if you're bypassing the club, then you're not doing things as you should. Agents live for this. It's normal. It's what they usually do because of their job. The problem is Barcelona. Oh, yo, who wrote this? This is, I'm snapping bars. Dude, that was straight up bars. I get what you're saying. I'm completely understand. So their claim is that Barcelona is basically paid off these journalists and to create a story so they can, basically say that Alvarez, they're saying it's fake. They're saying all this story about Alvarez asking to leave. He wants to go to Barcelona and Barcelona sent the offer to Atletico Madrid. All of that is fake. They're just making all this up. Right after that, there's a story coming out that Julia Alvarez himself is going to do an interview before the World Cup in Argentina. And everybody's like, he's going to basically announce there that he wants to go to Barcelona. Like he's upset the fact that they're coming out saying that this offer didn't happen. So there's two camps. Barcelona, there's camp that's saying that the offer did happen. What is it? The journalists. I mean, Fabrizio, really, this is his bread and butter, and I think he's not the guy they should be messing around with. To be real with you, he has too much time in his hand to be. They shouldn't. They basically called him a liar, and he basically said, "We'll see." It was so funny. He literally just, forwarded because he's making so much money. He's making so much money off this back and forth, and they're just giving him more attention. That's the thing for Atletico Madrid doesn't understand is that what are you doing? Like, this doesn't help you in any way. This doesn't help. So the conversation is that Julio Alvarez is upset that Atletico is coming this strong against Barcelona because he really wants to go. And he's finally going to go on an interview say that he wants to go. How is that going to look? If Julio Alvarez comes to Barcelona next season, this is going to be so embarrassing for Atletico because they're doing way too much. This is too much. This would be the same situation where all that dancing, all that stuff Bayern was doing, Lewandowski still came. People didn't think that was going to happen. Same thing is happening again. Are we going to see that happening? And I believe, I don't care how much money they got to pay for Julio Alvarez. He needs to come. We have to win the Champions League. That's all I got to say. To win the Champions League, we got to go all out. And I believe Hansi Flick understands. I believe this board understands. And I like to think they also understand to not. I would like to think, since the club equity is so much divided, there's too many hands-on when it comes to the financial aspect of the club. The risk is just too high. So I just don't think that they would just allow them to be willy-nilly about the money like they did the last time. Because they don't even own most of that. That's what I think. So just from that perspective, spend. Let's see. I mean, who are we getting? Everybody that wants to come. Honestly, people should start dancing. If you're a superstar, the World Cup is about to happen, you better start dancing because we're buying everybody. We're buying two teams. We've seen what Arsenal has done. I think a lot of clubs are going to mimic that. We have the cachet, as you would say, to get any player we want. Let's be real here. And that's why people are terrified because the kind of money they're being allowed to spend, nobody's safe. We're literally talking about Haaland, a guy who has 10-year contract. You get what I'm saying? So if we'll see who's right. Is Atletico right or is Barcelona making all this up? We'll find out. And the fact that they're moving this fast before the World Cup tells you they're not playing. They're here. They're serious. Okay?